Hi everyone, welcome to Mindset Live. I'm Renee.
Hey everybody, I am John of John and Renee, and it is great to be here with you guys on this Sunday.
Yes, so happy to be here. Today we have a really exciting guest.
Yeah, so Mindset Live is an opportunity where we get to speak to people with like amazing mindsets, and we connected with this person. Her name is Melissa Green. In December, we got to send her some of our mindset stuff, and when I saw her resume and her website, I was so blown away. I was so excited she agreed to be a guest today. I don't want to say too much, but she's a yoga instructor, she's a Pilates instructor, she's a certified doula, she has an incredible online platform. Let's just bring her on.
Yeah,
so,
the most amazing thing is she went from fashion to wellness. I just wanted to
fashion to wellness?
Yeah.
What a strange decision. All right.
Seems familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look here. Let's see.
That's it.
Okay.
Our eyes are so old.
Don't tell yourself that story.
It's a story I'm telling myself. Here, hey, hi Melissa.
How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for this product. My client, I just tried it this morning, and so did I, and we love it.
Oh, wow, that's
amazing.
great. I appreciate that.
We're so excited to talk to you. I can't wait to hear your story.
My name's Melissa. I started Just Like I guess we opened in 2018. I started it in end of 2017, and we've obviously transitioned to online, and I do see clients one-on-one in the city and in the Hamptons, but I'm from Seattle originally, and then I lived in LA. I worked in fashion. I had a clothing showroom there, and I repped independent women's brands, and I moved to New York, and I started doing the same thing, and then I switched to I just really felt it was time to change. I did that for 10 years, and I decided to switch to wellness. I started with teaching yoga, and then that turned into Pilates, and then Pilates turned into becoming a doula, and everything just sort of organically happened, which has been really nice. So
That's incredible.
That is like some
really
story.
So I've been all over. I've been in Seattle for 17 years, and LA for 8-9 years, and New York this is the start of my 8th year here. So
Wow. Okay. That is you really are impressive. I love it. What made you go from fashion to wellness? Like, what was the catalyst?
I think I was just starting to get burnt out, and that's what on fashion. And when I moved to New York, I thought it would sort of be a fresh start, and I would really love it again, and I really didn't love it. It actually made me love it less. I still stayed involved for the next probably 2.5 years while I was building up my teaching and getting my certifications. But ultimately, once I started doing yoga when I still lived in LA, and when I was here, I started going to a studio in Harlem. That's where I was living at the time, and I just really loved it, and I would go every day. And I just thought maybe I just had this day. One day I was like, I really want to teach yoga for a living. And
Wow.
then
I mean, what a mindset. Like, seriously, like
Yeah,
that
that's
is
so
a growth mindset. It's doing what makes you feel good, what you really want to do. I love it.
Yeah, and then you went all in, and you went on to amazing, things. I think you're Can you give some of that color to some of what you've sort of that journey that you've taken?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
So, like, the color in it, the like, how do you feel now? Like, how did that transition go?
Well, it was actually, I felt like when I was working in fashion, I was always starting over, and everything was such a struggle, and I was just so tired all the time and so stressed out. And as soon as I made the decision and signed up for my first teacher training, everything just sort of happened organically. I ended up working at the studio that I did the training, then I ended up managing the studio, and then I started Pilates training, and I ended up working at that studio, and everything just came together very quickly and very easily, and I didn't really have to. I mean, obviously, I really loved it, so studying and doing all those things was really fascinating to me, but everything else just happened so organically that I didn't feel like I was fighting for anything anymore.
That's amazing.
So,
You're in complete flow.
Exactly.
And the universe just started taking care of everything. You know, we found the same kind of thing when we transitioned from
fashion to
wellness. It was. Is there anything that you bring with you from fashion that you've taken with you through this journey that you bring with you today to what you're doing?
I think for me especially, in the beginning, I had a very, I guess like grand idea of what yoga would be, almost not really realistic. And then I quickly realized that as an instructor, you have to be your own business. So having had my own business in fashion really helped me a lot. Doing sales, wholesale sales for 10 years helps a lot. And selling, a lot of times when people come in to be instructors, they don't have any experience coming from a sales background or things like that. So in our teacher training now, we incorporate a business portion of it too, how to set up your business, how to get clients, how to price and do all of these things, how to teach online versus teaching in person, all these things that I just had to sort of figure out on my own. But there's so many people that switched from fashion to wellness, or that I used to work with at other brands that now rep wellness products or like athletic apparel. So I still have a lot of the same connections that I had.
Why do you think that is? I mean, I know for us it was organic because obviously we were making a change in our lives, and we really felt more aligned with helping. And it seems like you're doing the same thing. You're amplifying your message through all these platforms.
Yes. I feel that too. And I think also it's really, especially on the sales side, it's really a hard job to have. It's not so glamorous. You're living out of hotels, you're going to trade shows every other week, and then you go on the road in between, and you're working 16 hours a day and then driving in between cities. So it's a really it's very draining on your body and your energy and your health. And I actually had a day where in LA I went to see a holistic doctor because I was always sick. I haven't been really sick for probably 5 or 6 years. If I get a cold, it maybe lasts a day, but I used to be sick all the time. And I went to see her, and she told me that I had more toxins in my body. I was 22, I think, or 23. She told me that I had more toxins in my body than most people twice my age, that I needed to really consider changing some of my lifestyle, or I didn't have a lot of health problems,
you definitely
which I was already having. So that was kind of a wake-up call to be 23 and to be told that your body is basically
But so many people would have not heeded that potentially. You took it to heart and made these changes. I mean, that's the mindset.
Yeah. And speaking of wellness products, tell us about your journey with CBD and how that's helped you. And
I started, I think the first time that I really tried it was last year, and it's helped me a lot with sleep. So my whole life I've had trouble sleeping. I just have a lot of energy, and I don't sleep long hours. So when I get really stressed, the short hours that I do sleep, if they're not deep sleep, then it really starts to take a toll because I only sleep for maybe 4 or 5 hours. So the CBD has helped during the day for me to feel less stressed, so I am able to fall asleep at night. And then when I found CBD with melatonin in it, it really helped me a lot because I'm able to take it. I fall asleep within 20 to 30 minutes and I have deep sleep, but then I wake up and I don't have this grogginess or anything. I'm just awake and I feel like I slept a lot longer than I did. So it's really helped me with that, and it's helped with during the day when I take it with anxiety or stress, things like that. So I've only recently started using topical products.
That's what I was going to ask. I was about to ask you. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to, what's your feeling about the topicals as versus the ingestibles?
Well, I actually, your brand and one other brand I've tried, I'm sorry to say this, I would tell everyone to use Swan Paws. I was like, I should have been selling them because I really love Swan Paws, but it's really, I had thrown out my back a couple of weeks ago, and I had like the patches and the cream with the lidocaine, and I swore by it, and then I just was having a hard time giving it up. I was like, nothing's going to be as good as this. But actually, when we tried this today, and my client too, he's like, I've been trying CBD creams, nothing works. And I was like, let's just try this and see how long it takes to kick in. And we were surprised we could feel a difference within 5 minutes, which usually is how long my other products take. So we were really impressed we're like, oh, this really, like, it's a noticeable difference that you notice in your, my muscle, because I usually have, like, he has a left shoulder pain, I have right shoulder pain, so we're, like, trying it out and seeing, and we were really impressed that we felt it almost immediately. I mean, 5 minutes is a pretty fast time to feel the effects of it, and we haven't really had that much luck with topical CBD products, so we've been sticking to salon paws, but I was actually it's a very noticeable difference, and I can still, and it doesn't, the thing that I like is it doesn't have the strong, even though it does have, I think, menthol in it, it doesn't have that really strong, overpowering smell that I feel the other patches. No. Like, smell someone a mile away, me, it feels really bad, but it doesn't have that strong medicinal smell, which I like a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's really all natural. That's the beauty of it. It's just a plant medicine, and it's all natural ingredients, and it works, and it's amazing when you put the formulas together properly. You can get a product that works, and I feel like that's part of the reason why we started the company. We were having so many experiences where products just didn't live up to what they say that they were going to do.
Yeah, and the smell, like you said, the smell.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the smell. I think it's a great smell, and it is subtle, but it does have a yummy smell.
Yeah. Also, the gummy products, too, the flavors, I feel like a lot of times with gummy products, you can still taste the CBD or the actual plant, and it has a very strange aftertaste. And I found that your gummies don't have that, and you actually taste the flavor that it's supposed to be more than the aftertaste of the CBD, which I was really surprised by, because that's one of the things with gummies that I have taken other ones, but I just don't like to have that aftertaste, so I take just the gel, like a soft gel, but I was really surprised that it didn't have that at all.
I don't know what the metrics, that you guys focused on, but I remember being in fashion, metrics were so important. For us, there's one metric that we care about at this point. And it's not about new customer acquisition, about anything. It's just about our reorders. If people are reordering, it means it's working. It means people are getting some kind of relief. They're getting some kind of effect. And the reorders are through the roof. And so we know something's happening. And that's really exciting. I think you can appreciate that from the fashion side when you had a line or a product that people just, it resonated with them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, too, especially because with everything, so many things where people are just ordering things on Amazon, and then they are getting products that aren't really working, and it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's created a little bit of a struggle for people to be open to trying new CBD products, but I think that what you're saying too really resonates. When people see the results, then they also understand why it's important to know where the product's coming from and what's actually in it and how it's made, and what it should be like, what it should feel like, and why it works. And I feel like there's so many products that are just have so much filler in it that they really don't work. And I found that with a lot of products that I've tried, but I felt a noticeable difference, and I noticed it the most with the rest one, because even other ones that I've tried with melatonin, there's some times where I don't fall asleep or I'm awake. I still have trouble falling asleep, and I took it, and within 20 minutes, I was completely asleep, and I had a very deep sleep, and that hasn't really happened ever. Anything, normally I have the other one that I was taking, I would take like 3 or 4 gummies to try and sleep, and I only took one, and it was really very effective. So I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much gratitude for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, all of these products are products that we ingest ourselves. We take ourselves, and each one we tested to make sure that it was up to like what we wanted to feel, like how we wanted it to make us.
I think it's funny because we were constantly having the conversation, less is more, less is more, less is more. Take this out. We don't need this additive. Like, just give someone a natural, straightforward product. It's going to work. Right. For some reason, there was this thought of keep putting stuff in there. And I think you mentioned that about other products. It was just like, just clean, natural, vegan, organic, our gummies. No gelatin, apple pectin. You know, if you can make it with apple pectin, why would you make it with gelatin? It doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah.
And so these were things that for us were just so intuitive, and I'm so glad people are noticing.
Yeah, and the taste was a big thing. I mean,
well, that was huge, and I don't know why people, you know, again, they don't focus on that. We focus so much on the taste, each one of them, weeks and weeks and weeks, trying to make sure the taste was going to be something that was appealing to people.
Right,
yeah.
True.
Anyway.
I think too, it became such, CBD started out and everyone wanted to jump onto the CBD bandwagon, so they're just trying to make it as quickly as possible and as inexpensively as possible, and having to make it where the fillers, I think, give them where they feel like it's going to have a longer shelf life, which you don't really necessarily want to have that either. You want the product to be something where people are using it, that it's staying fresh, so you're not putting all these chemicals in it. And I think now that having something like this is really going to hold other businesses accountable too for what they're putting into the products as 100%. Well, and, which really should be when you're selling something that's an ingestible product or a product that goes onto your body, to have that sense of responsibility for what we're giving to people is really important. And I think people will start to notice that more too when they're shopping. People now, I feel like, since we're home a lot more and we have these more one-on-one experiences with the companies that we purchase from, that understanding people, what's actually in the product and the people behind it is going to be more of a driving factor in people's purchasing decisions than just like how quickly they can get something like, you know, fast.
You said it amazing.
Yeah, that was really, couldn't agree more. That was awesome. And one other question about our products, that you've tried our mask mouth?
Yes, I have. I have it with me in my purse all the time, and I actually almost forgot to bring it up. I really do. I love it a lot, and it feels like, because I drink a lot of coffee, and then I put my mask on and just like coffee, but I really like the flavor of it. I wasn't sure at first if I was supposed to spray it on the mask or
right. Yeah.
I know people have that. I just sprayed it in my mouth, and it tasted like mint, so I assumed that I was okay.
Yes, that was correct.
Again, what are we doing wrong? We're not explaining that enough. Like,
I think you probably explained it. I just don't sometimes read all of it.
It's so delicious, and it lasts. Like, the thing about it is like a couple of spray, it like lasts for so long. I feel like in my mouth, like not like gum where you like.
Yeah, where it loses the flavor and then it's like gum.
So I wanted to shift gears a little bit and talk about the Just Like Home platform and the site. So if somebody wants to get involved and they want to be part of Pilates, yoga, all the different services that you offer, just go to justlikehome.com.
Yes, we're actually switching things around a little bit to offer to start offering in-person and one-on-one sessions through the site. Right now it's just live stream classes and our on-demand library, and then we're going to be offering one-on-one virtual sessions and in-person in the city one-on-one sessions. So, and then we also have our teacher trainings, which are virtual, on-demand, and kind of a hybrid on-demand and live for Pilates, and we'll be launching our yoga training in the next couple of months. So all of that is on the website. Right now, it's mostly class focused, but within the next week, we'll have everything else up and running on there. We're just switching over to a different back-end platform.
That is so great. Are you finding a lot of people in this time are moving to want to become teachers and want to become instructors?
Yes, we did find that there's a big interest in online trainings because people have more time, they're home. With Pilates, it's a little bit trickier because they have to have the equipment, and you're not just learning a mat exercise, and we teach a lot of other things like functional movement and myofascial release. So that has been, this is my first time running it online. We're in the middle of one right now, so it's been an interesting learning experience of what works and what doesn't work. I ran the training in person, I think 5 times in person, and it worked really well, but there's definitely things that we had to adapt that we didn't think of, like how we're going to teach somebody to be able to see misalignments in someone's body when we're doing it over Zoom, and then they have to practice on a real person. How are we going to be able to tell if they actually understand the material, things like that. Or now we're having to teach how to teach online classes versus online one-on-one sessions, and then in-person classes and in-person one-on-one sessions, but teach them all over Zoom. So there's a lot more work that has to go into it.
Right.
But it also opens up a lot more because people have, you can give a lot more information because it's you can have an on-demand library so they can always revisit and go back, and you can just fit in a lot more information when you're not stuck into the time constraints of 2 weekends a month. So it's been very interesting figuring that out, but so far it's working.
So exciting.
That's really exciting.
If anyone has any questions they want to ask, feel free to ask any questions for Melissa or us. I mean, this has been great. Like, you really are so impressive. I love your whole idea, everything about it. It's great. It really is.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable.
I love that you're taking what you learned and now training people. Like, to me, that's everything.
Thank you. Thank you so
much. I felt like that's what it sort of is. Like the wellness thing, it's not just about wellness for yourself. It seems like there's like this feeling of wanting to amplify that out to spread that message. And I think we're all sort of sharing that mindset of saying we discovered something that works for us, and now we want to share that with other people. And it seems like a very natural way that both of our businesses have evolved.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think people I mean, obviously not every product and not every teacher is for everyone, but I think when you're really care about what you're doing and you're honest with people and you're being authentic, that the people that are supposed to work with you or that you just attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. And I found that has really happened since I've sort of switched gears and come into this new career path, that people will just appear in my life and everything is just so seamless and almost, there's so much synchronicity that it almost seems unreal, but.
No, it's exactly true. And, you and Renee shared that, and I didn't, share that in the beginning of this journey. And now I believe it. I mean, it's incredible what's going on. I mean, the synchronicities are unbelievable. The fact that we're just talking to you today is proof of the synchronicities. And I'm a believer at this point. I mean, it took me a long time to get there. I really, I'm there now. I'm definitely bought in.
Good. No, I definitely believe that, and it's been proved just with how even having to close the studio and move online, the amount of instructors that have stuck with us the whole time and being able to keep paying people throughout this whole year when our business has completely changed. And there's definitely been times when I wasn't sure how it was going to happen, but we've managed to figure it out so far and continue to grow. So I feel very grateful. But everyone, we have a community within the people that are coming into the studio to take classes, but also within the instructors that have really banded together and supported each other and supporting their other ventures that they're doing, and really trying to keep some sense of community between our team during this whole shutdown. It has been something that I feel really, really blessed to have. It's such a great team of people, and I really think that that's part. They're also that community that we have between each other has what has helped grow the studio, even when we've had to switch gears. That everyone has really come together and supported each other, not just supporting the studio, but we've built this little family, and it's really something that I'm most proud of at the studio, and I feel most connected to is the people that are instructors there. So, sorry, that was weird.
Yeah, community. Community is everything.
Community, yeah.
Giving back, community. It's all all in good mindset.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
It starts with that.
That's unbelievable. It's just so cool.
Well, it was so great talking to you and learning all about your life and experiences.
Unbelievable. Yes, and that's what I mentioned. You're Just Like Home coupon code is active. If anybody wants to try any mindset products, please go to mindsetwellnesscbd.com. Use the code Just Like Home, and you will get 10% off and free shipping. And that's really cool too. Melissa, thank you so much. This was, I mean, really amazing. I just want to thank you. We have so much gratitude for this, gratitude for our customers, gratitude for everything that's happening. We don't take it for granted. So I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye, Melissa.
Bye.
Bye.